Hey, I'm Joey, and this is my brother Danny, and we're going to be working on the differential on my '06 Nissan 350z. Right now, at the moment, I have a welded one, which is very uncomfortable in some circumstances. So we're going to be switching it out with an LSD, and yeah, hope you enjoy this.
So this is every tool you'll need for this project of taking off your diff and putting on a new one. You'll need a 1/2 inch ratchet, a 3/8 ratchet. You'll need different 3/8 and 1/2 inch extensions. You need a 17 millimeter open end wrench, a 14 millimeter open end wrench, and then a 14 millimeter open end with a ratcheting side. That one just helps to have, and it's a bit beneficial. You need needle nose pliers for the hose clamps. You need a 14, a 17, and a 12 millimeter socket. And what helps with me is having a 1/2 inch to 3/8 drive extension. You will also need a 10 Allen key size for the drain plug. And then you'll also need a 17 deep socket. I chose a impact one, but it doesn't necessarily matter. What also helps is having a flashlight just to see, because sometimes it gets dark in there. And then most importantly, you need a breaker bar, because most of the bolts will 100% be very stuck on, so that will help with that. But yeah, so now that you have all the tools ready, we'll get started.
Alright guys, so first we're going to drain the fluid, and after that we're going to take off the 6 bolts for each axle over here. And then next we're going to get to the drive shaft right here.
Alright, I'm using a 10 Allen key on a 3/8 wrench. I had to use a breaker bar to break it because it was really stuck on. Alright.
Let's see it. All right, perfect. All right, now that it's pretty much drained, we're gonna plug it back up with the original plug. Yeah, I haven't changed this oil since I bought the car a year ago, so it's pretty black. But now that it's plugged, we could move on to the next thing, which is the axles.
So we set up a ladder here because for us who have a lift, we need to get to the gear shifter and the parking brake, because so if you were to be working on the axle and drive shaft, if you're trying to loosen it, the wheel would just move, and which means the axle and drive shaft's moving. So what you need to do is either or. For the drive shaft, you have to do the gear shifter. You have to put in first, and the parking brake wouldn't work for that. But for the axle, you can put in the parking brake. So I just recommend putting in the first gear, and then they will not move anymore. And to secure it even more, you can put in the e-brake, and it will not move. And then you will have an easier time taking out those bolts on there. Once again, I had to use a breaker bar on all of these because it was just too tight. I'm using a 14 socket and a 14 wrench.
So there are 6 bolts in each of these, as you can see. 1, 2, 3, and then on the other side, you can't really see. So yeah, just unbolt all 3 of those, all 6 of those, and it'll be good on each side.
All right, we have one more bolt, and then we can take the axle completely off. You can see it's loose like that. All right, I think. I don't know if it's gonna come at me. Nope, it's good.
All right, that's the first one done. Then we have to take out this one. We already took out the 3.
Yeah.
So we got, oh, perfect.
Nice.
All right, we're getting there.
All right, we're getting the last axle off now. Joe's getting the last bolt off. Once we're done with this, we'll be able to take it off, and then we'll have to do the drive shaft and the sensors.
Perfect.
Yeah, the sensors shouldn't be too hard. They're just 12 millimeters. But
well, there we go.
Right, nice. All right, next is the sensors. Next is taking off the sensors right here. I believe they're ABS sensors, but
should be a 12 millimeter.
Yep, it's 12 millimeter. Yeah, next we have to also take these off, and then we have the drive shaft down here. But yeah.
Yeah, there are 2 of these. Shouldn't take too long, right?
So really, 4 more bolts, and then I think 8 more bolts because there's 4 on the drive shaft.
It should be coming out any day now. There we go.
Nice. See if that pops out.
Yeah, try to get that out and I'll work on the next one.
Oh, yep, easily. All right, nice. Yep, this is the second ABS sensor, and then we're done with those.
Full of a tight squeeze. Yeah, it's coming out. I'm gonna try to get 2 hands in there. There we go. There we go. So after that, we'll be working up there, right?
Yeah, we'll get the drive shaft. Yeah, we'll be getting the drive shaft, which are these 2 bolts, and then 2 on the other side. And then then we have these and that one, which are the ones that support the entire differential. And then yeah, then we'll be taking this out.
All right, next is the drive shaft.
Yeah, these are both 17 millimeter, and I've got a breaker bar to break these bolts because they're definitely gonna be tight. I got a long extension because we got this jack in the way, but normally you probably wouldn't have to deal with this. Here we go. Nice and easy. And then
the next one. There's 4 of these, so we're gonna probably do 2 at a time before we have to put the car back in neutral. So
yeah, wait, do the top one. Can you get to it?
I can. There we go. Do it.
All right.
All right.
Your exhaust is in the way for this, so
yeah, we'll put the car in neutral and we'll
all right, these are the last 2 drive shaft bolts.
Yeah, so other than these 2, this really should be the only thing holding it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm a little worried about seeing how heavy the drive shaft is, but I mean, I guess we'll see if I can take it.
It shouldn't be too bad. I mean, you can take the weight right now and I'll unscrew this.
Wait.
Just place it on the jack and then we should be fine.
Yeah.
You good? Is it heavy?
I can't really feel it. I don't think it's off. Oh no, it's not heavy at all. It's actually really light. All right.
Perfect.
Cool.
We're on to these things. That's what's next.
All right, so we're gonna put some PB Blaster on these 2 because they will not budge with even the breaker bar. So let's see.
Oh, as you guys can see, we have this huge stand right here. Just trying to look out there. Trying to make sure this thing doesn't fall too quickly. But
all right.
we're gonna let that sit for a little bit, and we're gonna try to break it.
That bolt and that bolt broken now from the breaker bar, and now it's time to take them out. We do have the 2-ton safety stand to keep us, because to help us lift this, because the differentials are usually very heavy.
All right, just make sure it doesn't move. Yeah, it didn't take a lot to.
Wasn't a lot of threads, right?
Right.
All right. Well, at least until it's loose. Okay. Well, that's a lot of threads, so we have a lot of. We should have a lot of room.
Be careful. Wow.
Yeah, no, you got nothing against it. All right.
All right, that's
Yeah.
one.
All right. Yeah.
All right, guys. So as you can see, we got this out. So we're gonna get one more out. Kind of change the camera angle here, just so you know, we can support it while we unbolt it. So yeah. Mainly support the front because the stand should have the rear. And that's really it. That's me. It's hand loosened from there.
Oh yeah, it's definitely coming down when we do that.
So just support it, and I'll make it quick.
And don't make it. Wait, is it not coming down on that?
Oh, it seems to be staying up.
Okay.
Alright,
It's
that's the
out?
second bolt.
Alright, I'm gonna let go.
Seems to be holding still. And that's the second bolt out.
We actually forgot about this one, so we put this bolt back in. We gotta take this nut out real quick, and then we can proceed to take this one off again and then lower this down. So I'll do that now. I gotta break it, so hopefully it does break, but we'll see. Oof, lovely. Tighten this up more. I'm losing it.
Yep. So the front weight's being really held by that.
Oh, joy.
There.
There we go.
All right.
Okay, I broke it. Oh, we need to get the wrench in, ratchet in there. Oh, it's definitely kind of gross in there. Oops. Let's see, we might be able to get it on the ratchet.
It's pretty tough nut to get out.
Yeah, it's the most difficult thing is doing it without looking, because I have no clue how close it is or not. Oh, it's close. Yep, got it. All right. Yep. So there's just one nut in there. I don't think there's a. It might be a washer. I'll check after we take this off. But yeah, next we have to take this out, which is then we gotta load this down. All right. It's now time to take this down. So first thing first.
I'll take that. I'll support the front.
You got it?
Yeah.
All right. This is coming completely out. I'm not gonna support it at all. You got it? Huh? Yeah, it's not even coming down, so we're good.
And then we'll start loosening it.
Yep. I'll help.
It's a little tight. Very tight.
No, I think you're loosening it. That's why.
I mean, tighten it.
Tightening it. Oh wait. No, we're not. Okay, sorry.
All right. There we go.
All right, you got it.
I do. It should get easier the looser it is.
But also harder to pick up. Yeah, I can feel the weight down below on the towards the front getting heavier.
Yeah.
You wear that?
Yep.
So it might not be the best, but we can lay it down on the jack.
Let me readjust.
Okay. Do you want to get that out of there?
Yep.
Okay, wait.
Lift up.
Sorry about that.
There we go. All right, let's take it down.
Help me lift this up. Oof. Sorry about that.
There we go.
Okay, wait. It's stuck on it. I got it. Please stop. I'm dumping it.
As you guys can see, it's very heavy. I got it.
You got it?
You
Completely?
fine? We're fine. All right.
Nice. This is the old one that we just took out. And then we got the, not new one, but the used one that we're replacing it with right here.
This is an LSD, so it's a limited slip. This one was, the old one was welded, you know. So I got sick of it, so I wanted LSD, I wanted a bit more, better function, so that's what we're gonna install next.
All right, we got this up here. We got this rubber washer to go on this bolt. That goes there. And then one thing we didn't account for when taking the old one out was the oil hose that goes to this. We were lucky that it didn't rip off and it just like fell off, but we will have to put that back on now. So yeah, so we gotta start lifting this up. All right, we got the diff in place. The plan is to get this bolt into the hole and then just secure it with the nut that it has we have the flashlight in there so that we can see the entrance to the hole better because we've been having trouble with that. But yeah, let's go. Let's go. Kick up. Can you see the light? I can't.
All right, so what we did was, like we said, we focused on doing this. That was the hardest part, that hole, that bolt. So what we did was we used our stand and we kind of like angled the diff up. So we focused on that and we got that in, and I had to hold up the back to keep it level. So once that was nice and tightened, now the next step is for me to lift up here while Danny comes over and he sandwiches that one part, if you want to show him, where this.
Yeah, that piece.
And then get this in. While I'm lifting, he'll screw in one, and then we'll do the second one, and that should be the hard part, honestly.
Yeah, and then the rest should be cake. Hopefully. All right, so what we're trying to do is get the bolt into this one. So we're going from the diff to that hole. We're using this bolt with the big washer, and this piece here gets sandwiched in between the framing and the diff. So let's try it out. So you go like that, and then get up. All right. Move to the, yeah, we gotta. We have both of these tightened down, not fully, but enough. We gotta get the ABS sensors in, and those are 12 millimeter. Yep, so we'll get those in. And the next thing that I think we need to do now is get the hose in. So we gotta connect the hose to that metal hose right there. But two sensor bolts in, and then we did get we got that on with the rubber hose onto the metal nipple there, and while I was doing that, Joey got done with
the drive shaft.
getting the drive shaft all bolted up.
Which was super easy, it just fit in right with each other like they should. And just like 4 bolts just like before, and yeah, that was easy. So
yeah, if you put it neutral, it's really easy. And next, let's get the axles in, and then
crank everything down.
crank everything down, and then yeah, that's basically it.
All right, now we're putting the axles on. As you see, it's pretty straightforward, but we wanted to just show you guys how.
Yeah, you basically just have to line up. You know, you gotta keep it neutral so you have this rolling around freely, so that the wheel can also move around freely, so you can line them up. I'm putting in the way that we disassembled it, but I don't think it necessarily matters. But I'm putting the bolt in from the diff side, with the nut being on the wheel side. I don't think it necessarily matters, but but I don't know, just doing it the way it was assembled could be better. And we did the same with the drive shaft, where the bolt came in from the drive shaft side, with the nuts going in from the diff side. So yeah, now we'll do the other axle, and then we'll crank everything down.
All right, guys, so here we are, just cranking everything down. Pretty much, you know, obviously everything that we touched. So, you know, the axles right here, up here, these two to the side, and the drive shaft, obviously, so has everything.
Yeah, so for things like the axles and the drive shaft, and even this one up here, you just want to have very snug. You don't need to over tighten it, but you kind of have a range where you can over tighten it and under tighten it just a little bit because you're nut to bolt, so it's not as bad. But you want to watch out for the sensor ones and the mounting ones on these two, because those go into aluminum, which if you over tighten, you can strip out the aluminum, which would obviously be really bad. So you want to watch out for those 3 or 4, and all the rest you could really just crank down snug.
All right, so this is it. It's been pretty good, pretty fun. All right, guys, that's gonna be the video.
Yeah, so normally the next step would be to fill up your differential with oil, but we sadly don't have that. Not that it matters, because this car will be on the stand until winter's over anyway. But yeah.
Yeah, so this will be our first video of our new channel. We're gonna hope to post regularly, which is gonna be hard in the winter, but we'll work it out. Dan and I are both hoping to install new exhaust systems on both of our cars, so hopefully you guys see that.
Yeah, so thank you for watching the video, and we're gonna try to be making videos pretty frequently, so hopefully you can watch that too. Thank you.
Thank you.